Hello, everyone. How's everybody doing today? My name is Jenna. I have been on Mounjaro slash Zepbound for, I guess, about 7 months now. I am down, I think it's like close to, or 80 pounds now. Uh, Very excited about that. Continuing my weight loss journey. I have a lot to lose yet, but it's coming along and I am happy with my progress. I actually had a doctor's appointment today. I am on 10 milligrams and I am still losing weight from 3 months ago. So she didn't want to move me up to 12.5, which I guess I'm okay with. I really kind of wanted to move up. I started to feel like maybe it was time, but she said with my weight loss continuing, she really didn't see a need. And there's a ceiling of, I only have 2 more levels to go. And then there's nowhere else to go. If, you have craving, whatever, the food noise comes back, cravings, there's nowhere to go after 15. Maybe eventually they will release higher doses, but there's no guarantee of that. I know they talk about different drugs like retatrutide coming out, but I think we're like still 2 years behind. So honestly, since I'm still losing weight, I'm good with that. I'm like kind of still good with staying at 10. So that it is what it is. Actually, I wanted to say though, I have never really struggled to find my dose of medication from the beginning. I mean, I've always been really scared about it. I've had to call like one or two places, but I've always found it. I've never like not been able to find my medication, thankfully, knock on wood. And then this last time I went to refill, nobody had 10 milligrams Zepbound. No one. So it took like 2.5 weeks or whatever for me to get it. Thankfully, I have a little cushion saved up of doses, so I didn't go without, but I was panicking there for a little bit. And I actually talked to my healthcare provider about that, and I said, and she's like, if you didn't get it for a week, if you had to wait a week in between, we could see how you do. It's basically just trying to assure me it is not the end of the world if I went a week or even 2 weeks without my medication, even though I am terrified for that to happen. I guess, a week or two wouldn't be bad, but I have heard of people saying I haven't been able to get my dose for 2 months or 3 months. And I'll be honest, that sort of scares me. So hopefully as time goes on, the shortage gets less and less. However, with all these new prescriptions, and then pumping out 2.5, like it's, more than what it seems more than the rest of the doses. I don't see that slowing, although, I really don't know why, or what the point would be on getting all these people on 2.5 when you can't provide all the other doses. But that's a whole other issue. And I would like to stay on brand name Zepbound or Mounjaro, whatever. I pay out of pocket. I alternate back and forth, whatever. I also wanted to talk about, I am a member of a few different like support groups. I was really into like support groups and hearing what people had to say for a while. And I still occasionally will go on them, but not a whole lot. And I'm in this one group, and somebody a while ago said something, and I responded, I freely admit it, inappropriately, and said, well, I still have a prescription for Mounjaro, even though I don't need the prescription right now. I feel like, and the pharmacy had just called and said, hey, we have your Mounjaro. And I wasn't going to pick it up. and I said something like, I feel like picking it up just because this person said, I have no business taking Mounjaro or Zepbound, that, the only people that should be taking these medications are diabetics, and Eli Lilly and Novo Nordisk should not even be focusing on weight loss. They need to take care of the diabetics, and basically the whole thing that no one matters. Now, when I said that, I absolutely, it just frustrated me hearing it all the time. So I did say something that I probably shouldn't have said. But I saw it again. I saw somebody say, I don't, on this group, the same group, these fat people need to go out and just diet and exercise so we can have our medication. It's ridiculous that they feel entitled to this medication, when they can go out and just lose weight. And was saying all these horrible things, fat this, that. So I went to make a comment, not anything like I said before, but just basically explaining why that was like flawed thinking. And, I was pre-diabetic, had high blood pressure. This is helping a whole host of other people, whether you had sleep apnea, heart condition. I mean, they're finding that these medications are beneficial for a ton of other health conditions. And I went to go say that and found out that I can no longer make comments. Now, I'm assuming it is because of the comment that I made about, because I didn't make anything else that could be interpreted the wrong way. And the comment that I did try to make, there was nothing, I wasn't nasty about it. I didn't say anything mean. I was just going to say, like, hey, a lot of other people are benefiting from this medication, and basically like, explaining that position, but I couldn't. And I thought, so I make one comment about, I should just add just to be petty, go pick up a Mounjaro prescription, but this person can keep going, and it was a different person, can keep going on, and they've left tons of posts up about fat people not deserving this. They need to go out and diet and exercise, and that we don't deserve to be a priority, and XYZ. You continue, and these are one of my kind of complaints about these groups sometimes. You're letting people you're letting people say these awful things, and you're okay with that. But I can't respond with the same pettiness, or you take issue with that. I mean, I can't think of anything. There's no other reason that I wouldn't have been able to comment. I've never been discouraging, said anything nasty, mean. It was just the one where I think I said I'm going to be petty. And so I just want to say that is just another thing that bothers me when we were in a support group. If you're going into a support group, this was not diabetic specific. This was like, whoever in this group, and you're supposed to support people and support each other. That's what it is, a support group. Just going on there to complain and talk about people stealing your medication and who deserves this over that. And I mean, I just have a problem with that. But I just felt like I had to vent about that, because that sort of upset me. The other thing is, we went to our house in North Carolina last week on vacation. We have a house in the Outer Banks in Avon, North Carolina. It was beautiful. The weather was a lot nicer than apparently in Pennsylvania where I live. It was not as hot. We had a beautiful week. And I didn't lose any weight, but I managed to maintain and not gain any. So that's a win for me. I was really excited about that. I made sure even though I may have splurged a few times, I took the kids out for ice cream, or, I ate a little differently than I usually do. While we were there, I mean, I had a few more splurges than I usually do. I made sure I was getting out and I was walking and I was trying to get out, play with the kids, exercise, even on the beach as much as I could, running, playing, doing stuff. With my 8-year-old, we played soccer on the beach. It was so nice to be able to run and play and do all those things, because I was thinking, when I was 80 pounds heavier, going to, and we live like right on the beach, but you have to like walk over a sand dune. And that was hard for me. That was really hard for me. And part of the reason that I hated the beach was carrying a chair down there and sweating and going over the dune. And 80 pounds down, I didn't feel that. I didn't struggle to go over those sand dunes. I'm not struggling to do those things anymore. And I used to think, oh, I just don't like the beach in the summer. Truly, I would say I prefer the beach in the fall. And truly, being there in the summer, it was so great being there. It was so great seeing my brother, who now lives out in San Diego, and I had a great time. My niece and nephew were there. And I said, wow, I think the reason I was so opposed to the beach in the summer was because I was so heavy. It was so hard for me to run around. It was hard for me to walk. It was hard for me to keep up with everyone. And I am so grateful that for where I am and how this has changed my life. I can't even tell you how fortunate I feel, and how fortunate I feel that I did, try to stay on track as far as exercise. I, did good. Basically, for breakfast and lunch, I would eat what I usually do. However, dinner and after dinner was when I kind of splurged a little bit some nights. But yeah, it worked out. I didn't gain any weight. I had a great time. And it just is another reason why this weight loss journey is so incredibly important. And I am really happy with where I am. And yeah, so that's just a little update, what I wanted to talk to, a little venting, a little update. I would love to know how you guys are doing. Please like, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.